In this video, I'm going to provide the solution to another question based on functions, all right? It's taken from a past BGCSE examination paper. We want to use functions f and g to answer a, b, and c. Good? You may pause the video if you deem it necessary to make your notes based on the question. I have written the parts down so that I can work it easily from this sheet of paper. Good. So we have our question here, and now I'm going to do the solution. All right. So let's go. Part A, we want to calculate f of 4, and then we want to calculate g of -2. So let's go. So basically what we are doing here, where we see x in the function f, we are going to replace x with 4. So the function, so where we see 4 here, where we see x here, we put 4. And then we just simplify. Remember, it's not 4 times 3. It is 4 by itself 3 times. 4 fours are 16, 16 fours are 64. And we do the exact same thing for the other one, which is g of 2, -2. We know that g of x is 5 raised to the x power. So we are not raising 5 to the x power. We are now going to raise 5 to -2 because we are substituting the value we have for x. And we do the same thing. We simplify. Remember laws of indices. When our power is negative, we make it a positive by writing it over 1, right? So our -2 power is going to become a +2. So it'll be 1. And we know that 5 squared is not 5 times 2, but it is 5 times 5, right? And 5 times 5 is 25. Good? Let us look at part B now. Part B for our question asks us to calculate the value of x for which, and we were given 2 scenarios. We have f of x equals -16, and we have g of x equals to 125. So we are going to work with our 216. F of x is equal to 216. This means that the function f of x, we replace our f of x with the 216 that we are making it equal to. Good. So look at what happens there now. We want to raise 216. Find the cube root. What number multiplied by itself 3 times is going to give me 216. Because I want to raise a number to the 3rd power. We make them the same by matching the powers. So we can use 6, 6, 6, 36, 36, 6, 216, right? So 6 to the power of 3 is 216. That's our index form. Can you see your answer? Yes. We can say 6 is equal to x, or x is equal to 6. There is another method we can also use. There are other methods, but they're longer and more complicated. Your first step is f of x is equal to 216. We determine what f of x is, and we make that equal to 216. To find a value for x, it means that I need to, because x is raised to the 3rd power, I need to raise something over here to the 3rd power as well to make them equal. And the only thing I could have used was 6, because 216 is the cube root. 216 is the cube of a number. The cube of a number means that you multiply that particular number by itself 3 times. And it's only 6 that we can use. So the value of x is 6. Let's look at our g of x equals to 125. We do the exact same thing again. we're using 125. And our g of x was 5 raised to the power x. So in this case now, it's kind of reversibility. We were working with the same powers for the previous one. Now we are working with the same base. This base is 5. I need the base over here to be 5 as well. What do we do with 5 to get 125? 5 multiplied by itself 3 times will give me 125. Alright, 5 5s are 25, 25 5s are 125. Good. So now we can see our answer. What's the value of x? See it there? X is equal to 3. Review. Do additional practice. Ask your questions. Good. And we have one more part to complete. That part says to give a simplified expression for fg of x. Fg of x. The right goes into the left. So g is going into f. That will give me, let me write it properly, 5 raised to the x raised to the third. Remember our questions. G is going into f. So where I see x in f, I will write g, which is 5 raised to the x. So 5 raised to the power of x goes where we see x. Do not become confused. G is going into f. G is 5 raised to the power of x. So it goes where we see x. And that is exactly what I wrote here. Alright. And all I do now is to simplify. We just simplify. 5 and 3 by x will give us 3x. That's it. So I'm finished. Review your questions. Review. This is our part C over here. Yeah. Thank you.